Hello everybody, Hokius here, and it's finally time to get back to some more Dark Cloud. Sorry about missing last week, it was unavoidable, but we're here now and we're going to go to the Dark Heaven Castle. The team is assembled, the enemy is identified, maybe, and yeah, let's go. We got some excellent music. I believe this is the same music that they played at the beginning of the game, but it fits here too, right? So that was when, at the beginning of the game, they said, oh, we're doing this dance, this ritual to free the Dark Genie. I can aim my camera down, but I can't aim it up. Let's do first person. What's that? There it is. First person, let's look up at the sky. There's the dark cloud. There's the castle. Got that same red thing at the top of it that the genie had, I think, on his belly button where he shot all the lasers. Oh, we got some gems over here too. Yep. Giant gem-like things. I mean, this castle is definitely creepy enough, right? This is a good place. This is a good feel for the final battle of this game. Gonna be exciting, just running around. Man, imagine if they'd actually remade this game instead of just remastered it. What would this castle look like? It'd be pretty crazy, probably, but that's okay. It's still pretty crazy. Got some giant snakes, some fires up there. Y'all gotta remind me, I noticed recently, I don't spend enough time looking around at the world around me. Oh, I think we got a cutscene here. Some good music here too. Guess I don't have to worry about stepping on the dialogue, huh? Been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts lately on the Twitch stream, and I have to there. Gasp! It's you again. I haven't seen you or thought of you since the first dungeon. I knew you'd come. I knew you could make it. He was born here in this castle long, long ago. This is where the 400-year nightmare began, and the monster was created by me. Gasp again! 'Twas 400 years ago. The Terra of the East and West were still at war. I was the king of the East. I fought the West to defend the people. The scope of the war grew, and at last the pivotal battle to decide the destiny of the kingdom began. Pressed by the wizard's army of the West, I had to make a decision. I could see our defeat on the horizon. Then a dark lord came to me with a deal. If the blood of a witch is mixed into a human body, a terrible power is born. If you use this power, your victory is assured, he said. He probably used me as an experiment to see the effect of mixing of blood, to see what terrible power it would create. I had to make a decision to protect the people of my kingdom. My magic power grew 100 times over. It was a terrifying force. I used that force and destroyed the army of the West. But I had a price to pay in the dark blood that ran through my veins. And not long after that, there was an incident, a tragic one. My heart, filled with grief, began to change. Something was born inside me. It grew great and frightening, then finally emerged. Its power was absolute. No one could stop it. Its blind fury burnt even the countries of the East. This is how Genie was born. I searched feverishly for ways to erase my error, the Dark Genie. It was then that I discovered the stone called Atlamilia from an ancient book. It is a precious gem created by the earth only once an eon. I learned through a premonition that Atlamilia would appear in 400 years, this era. I used a forbidden spell to travel 400 years to this time, to obtain Atlamilia, that legendary gem, believing that Atlamilia could seal off the power of the Dark Genie. Atlamilia is a link to a different dimension, and it's the shining stone on your arm, Hokius. The Moon People were able to seal the young genie. In the urn, the genie gained power and was able to influence the world. You know very well what happened. However, now, even with the power of Atlamilia, we may not be able to stop him. He's a force of pure evil, but his aim is not to destroy the world. His intent is to send his will through time to every age, to take over history by sending parts of his essence to each age. He is a terrifying being. I created a true monster. Hokius, Dark Genie is the embodiment of pure negative energy. He doesn't live, so you can't kill him, but you can change the history of his birth and erase his being. Gasp! For that... Voice acting suddenly. I have no time. The dark blood running through me is taking over. If he controls my mind, I'll no longer be me. There's a nice evil laugh. Sita, it's too late. It's no use. Stop resisting. Give yourself to me fully. Your body, mind, and power. Hokius, cross the gallery of time and enter his age, and with the power of Atlamilia. Gasp again? I can't give up this body yet. Gasp for the 5th time. Gallery of time. Now I take the steps on my long journey. Open the door and guide my spirit. The forbidden spell! That kid won't be able to cross the gallery of time. Pity he has to die in vain. Walk, Hokius, into the cursed past. Erase his existence. I trust you will know what to do there. Follow the fragments of memory I left in the gallery of time. They will show you what you need to do. Now, go! Firm nod. The Gallery of Time. "5 years ago. So now we're going to be going back through time. This is interesting. This should be fun. Okay, so we just had a huge exposition dump. And we're basically just going to be, I guess, this is a part I really don't remember well, but I think we're just going to be, we got a curse dancer. We're just going to be in the castle at different periods of time. It's locked, forcing it open. But I have Mud and Gorion. It's an explosion. A fairy's ring. Yeah, so just a huge exposition dump, which is sometimes a problem that you get in JRPGs especially. I've noticed this. I see this a lot with Final Fantasy. We thought we were here chasing this Dark Genie. This is the creature that was the threat at the beginning of the game that we've barely seen. Oh, we're collecting events rather than, what's it called? You know, villages, people, buildings, that sort of thing. So that's interesting. Enough of the blocking. Just die, little curse dancer. And we use this clock hands to go back through time some more. All right. Oh, we got a dark flower. Ooh, he's nasty looking. But again, he's just a reskin of the other flowers, basically. He's got that eye on him. It's interesting. So yeah, like I was saying, huge exposition dump. Kinda out of nowhere. We've got a main villain, and he's the only main villain we've seen. We haven't really seen a heck of a lot of him. The Dark Genie shows up at the beginning, and then that's it. After that, no more Dark Genie. We just are doing our other stuff. Evil bat. Not just a bat. An evil bat. And that's one of the few flaws with this game, is that it needed more time with the main villain. I mean, it's got a lot of good stuff going on, but we really needed more time with the main villain. And then of course, once we finally fight this guy that we think is the main villain, of course he's not the main villain. Almost never is when you're playing a JRPG. And that's true of a lot of games, but I've noticed it can be particularly bad in JRPGs where a Final Fantasy IX comes to mind, especially, where, okay, you thought this was the villain, and you spent this entire game with this villain, and this is the guy for which you have an emotional connection, whether it's hatred, pity, whatever. Oh, but that's not really the villain. Here's the real villain. Who is this? I don't know. It's just, trust me, he's really much more evil than the last guy, and you gotta stop him too. So that's what we've got going on here. We think we're fighting this Dark Genie, but we're not fighting the Dark Genie. The Dark Genie isn't who we thought it was. It's someone else. Let's see. If I go over here. Get everybody a chance to play, I guess. I'm not sure what this. We got a bed. That is an object. This flower. And so it's a little bit. Why did you change the villain? This guy. And then there's the hole. There was supposed to be, I guess, some foreshadowing. This is a place. This is not water, but it apparently will give you water. This is kind of weird. Excuse me. You got a villain, and then you got the foreshadowing of who's this guy at the beginning of the game, but then you literally never see him again. The story would have been a little bit better if we could have had any moment whatsoever of like, oh yeah, this is what this guy's up to, or he could keep showing up and accomplishing weird things, and I don't know. Something, anything to remind us that the one dude exists and that there's something more to him than meets the eye would have been good. It's the one flaw in this game. I mean, the micro events. Most stories are told of micro and macro events, to my way of thinking. The macro event is, okay, this is what I'm trying, especially when you're talking about like a serialized TV show. Ooh, a crystal ring. A serialized TV show, or a series of movies, or a video game, where, okay, this is your main quest, right? This is what you really want to accomplish. It's a red bat! Thanks for that, Steve. There's a main goal you want to accomplish, and I call that the macro story, right? So in this game, the macro story is we want to defeat the genie. But then you have the micro story of rebuilding these villages. You know, the first village is just, you know, this is my home village, let's rebuild my village. And then the second village, so that's where your emotional connection comes in that micro event. Hang on, let's see what happens when I put the hands on the clock. Where did I put the hands? There they are. Touch the clock face. It spins backwards to take us back in time. Ooh, that's pretty. Little wormhole kind of thing. All right, going back in time. Okay, so, and then the micro stories, you go to the next village 18 years ago. Reminds me of all my electrical bill. We're on thunder on this weapon. Attribute wind. Wind usually beats thunder. I'm not sure how that element works, but whatever. Alright, this guy is not gonna just let me murder him. Jerk. Billy! Why do these guys have regular names? So, and then you go to the next village, and oh, it's the story of this boy. Lost, his father was a great hunter, and he feels like he can't live up to this legacy, and also his father disappeared. So you got, and that's the kind of micro story. The next story is, oh, the queen wanted to marry this dude, and he ran away. You know, so you get the micro stories. The micro stories in this game are terrific. You know, you feel like, what, I want to know what happened to his dad. I want to know what happened to this queen. The game makes you want to know all these things. It tells the story really well. The macro story, not doing so hot. We don't, the stakes are kind of lost from the beginning. The genie breaks everything, and then he just kind of leaves and doesn't show up again for a while. And that's where the game has a little bit of a flaw. But the micro story is told well enough that I think it still works. I think this is still a fun game. I mean, usually the macro story, the night of the ceremony, is the weakest part of the game anyway. Or the weakest part of the story. Like, you want to know what happens, but and you can have some really great reveals. And that's primarily where this failed, is that the macro story is where the huge reveals are told. You're like, I thought this thing, but then this thing. And that's where they missed out here, is that the reveals don't have any meaning because we don't have enough foreshadowing to give them any meaning. So they're just kind of there. And it doesn't ruin it, but it means it's not doing anything productive either. It's just there. That's okay. So we're going back in time now. As I was saying before the cutscene, y'all need to keep me honest. I have a problem where I don't pay attention to the world around me. I just kind of go. I'm not looking at the environment. And the environments can be really cool. I mean, even in this PS2 graphics era, look at the detail, the thought that went into some of these environments. They got some carvings, we got some decay, all kinds of good stuff going on here, really. Let's use this key. It's a pitch black key. Pitch dark key, I should say. And an evil bat. We got collapsed columns everywhere. This is a much less sterile environment than the other worlds we've been to, right? So the other ones we went to, there might be a pillar in the middle of the room, but for the most part, it was just here's a room. It's pretty much an empty area. There's a lot more clutter going on in this world, which I think is interesting. I guess it's supposed to sell us on, like, things are getting serious now. We actually are paying. Oh, hey, there's a bat behind me. Hold still, bat. All right. And repair the snail. So that's interesting, I think. We got much more cluttered environments going on right here. Got some very tense music with the ticking of the clock. I like, we're doing some time travel now, and that's always another thing. Let's throw in some time travel at the end. No, why? We're doing so well without time travel. Let's skip the time travel. One thing I'm still looking for, as we continue through here, is what the heck? We learned from the sun people. There's that clock hands. We learned from the sun people, the desert people, the scorpion warriors. That's what they are. But they had the sun and moon temple. And they're not the moon people. Anyway, we learned from them that Tone's father was a great hero and went through and did lots of stuff. So, what the heck is up with that? What's going on with that? We never ran into his father. His father maybe, I guess, left the items with the golem. Touch the clock face, but what did his father do? We don't know. Maybe we'll find out during this time travel sequence. Let's do one more floor and then we'll see what we can put together. Due to a mysterious force on this floor, you get thirsty quicker. Bye, Billy. Ooh. We are full up. I'ma trust that I built that up correctly. There you go. What do I need? Attack, magic, a little bit of everything. So we're gonna put, let's go ahead and put the sun on here. Build up. And we got lots of metal breaker lying around, so let's put a couple of those on there. I was looking to see if we were going to get a ×2, but we're running out of time in the game anyway. Like, I'm going to beat the game before too much longer. Ooh, we got a living armor. You can just not do that, Mr. Living Armor. Looks like Billy gets stuck at a certain distance, or maybe it's when I'm charging my attack. That's interesting. Let's open this up. Ooh, those... What are the whistling? Yeah, the flute. I guess it's a flute that comes in. That's... Ooh, that makes my spine tingle in a creepy way. Lamb sword, ABS is full. Alright, let's upgrade you. Needs attack, magic, everything but holy, and a whole bunch of those too. I got an extra thunder. Well, let's see. That'll give me magic. Give me fire. Yeah, let's do that next. Alright. And we haven't let Xiao do much fighting. Living looks dead to me. Oh, I ran right by this chest. Magical crystal. Here's the method of escape. Holy gem. So here's a big room. We got some certain. My weak point. No such thing. Got one of them flowers over there. I wonder if it has no friends. Probably. Let's let Tone open these suckers up. Torch acquired. Sophia acquired, so that's a person, I guess. Let's let Xiao do her thing again. Gotta get the timing just right. There you go. Okay, so after a certain point, if you're charging your weapon, he just kind of stands there and takes it. Interesting. And this living armor definitely matches the rest of their room. Beaten up stone. This pillar here. I'm still not sure what's going on with this thing. What is this? It's like some mosaic thing, but I don't know. It kind of looks. Can I angle my camera down? Not I'm too close. It kind of looks like a bird or a butterfly or an angel. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Probably an angel. But why? And why does it restore my thirst? I can understand why an image of an angel could restore my health. A flower where? Right there, silly. I wonder if I can avoid lightning if I stand near him. Thunder gem acquired. There's our clock hands. Some holy water. And a map that tells me pretty much everything I already knew. And a bomb. Who doesn't like a bomb? Holy power is not going to work on him. He's got nerve for a walking statue. The bat was like, no, I'll get her. Nope, nope, you won't. You're going to die. Sorry, bat. Getting thirsty. More flour. Plants are easy to burn. Yeah, so fire would work well on the plant. That's fine. We don't get any cool images of people going places because we're just dropped into a wormhole when we touch the clock. So that's kind of a bummer about this world. Or dungeon. I don't know why I keep calling it world, probably because I've been playing too much Kingdom Hearts. Use the hands. Touch the clock face. I'd love if they had like a reaction shot of everybody. That would be fun. I didn't even see what time that last floor of the dungeon was in. Oh, hey. The Fairy King. You can buy... Oh, hey, you can just straight up buy gems now. You're at the end of the game. Just buy some gems. Just do it. And it's not like I don't have plenty of money, so, yeah. Probably end up selling most of this stuff and just buying some gems. Let's see. So yeah, you got the Fairy King will let you buy anything you want. You can buy attachments too. Everything is for sale. No longer need to worry about all those other places selling the stuff. Gonna buy some items. Can buy all the important items. We'll probably want a couple more stand-in powders, just in case. Don't need all those anti-curse amulets. Alright, and that leaves me plenty of room to buy more things. Diorama parts. We got the crowning day, we got the night of the ceremony. So instead of restoring buildings, you restore memories? Times? Check-in items here. Do I go out here if I want to rebuild? Because the clock will take me back in time, so rebuild the stuff out here maybe. Dark Heaven Castle. Nope, select still doesn't work out here either. Maybe that's why they put the diorama parts menu on the triangle menu, is because for this part of the game, we actually do it here. Let's check. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we got the crowning day. You need the bed slot, the father, and the crow. Well, we got a bed. Can I put the bed in there? Nope. Edit mode. Or in the dungeon. Okay, so we have to build things in the dungeon. I see. Alright. So, Fairy King, let me buy some gems from you, shall I? Oh crap, I sold a gem! Oh, that was dumb. I'm a big dummy. I should have saved before I started selling things. Alright, and I gotta look up. I had a thing open for which gems to buy for which times. Yep, here we go, here we go. Alright, so I'll go look through and see what everybody needs for building stuff up, and I will do that, and I'll come back next time. When I come back next time, I'll have all this already taken care of, so you won't have to watch this again. Watch me just waste time flipping through menus, buying gems. Alright, so that's going to be it for today. When we come back next time, we'll do some more dungeons. We'll try to rebuild these memories in the dungeon, I suppose, and see what happens. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.